Okay, so 1250 points of Eldar. We have Eldrad with all the bells and whistles, fun stuff. Three bike squads of jet bikes, both with shuriken cannons. We've got a squad of war walkers. They've all got scatter lasers, fun stuff. Rangers upgraded to Pathfinders, 5 of those. 10 Guardians. The weapon platform is a scatter laser in this instance. We've got 3 Dark Reapers and a Dark Reaper Exarch. He's got Crackshot and Tempest Launcher. And we've got 5 Fire Dragons in a Wave Serpent. Wave Serpent's got Twin Link Scatter Lasers. And finish it off, Fire Prism.
Okay, 1250 points of Nurgle themed Chaos Space Marines being led by Typhus, no upgrades. A squad of Chaos Terminators. I'm using Destroyed Terminators, but they're just normal Chaos Terminators, Mark of Nurgle, Power Axes, and Combi Flamers. Troops, 2 squads of identical 7-man Plague Marine. There's a Flamer in each, and there's also a squad of 14 Plague Zombies. Heavies, we've got Havocs, 4 autocannons, Mark of Nurgle. We've got Hellbrute, unpainted. He's got a Reaper autocannon and a missile launcher, and to finish it off, 4 Mark of Nurgle Chaos Spawn.
Okay, so both sides have deployed. We are doing Emperor's Will, and the deployment type is Dawn of War. Now you can see the one objective on the Chaos side over there. Chaos Space Marine side, and deployment. And the Eldar side over here. Everything all in cover. And shiny new objectives. Very shiny.
And now I'm going to try and steal the initiative. So here we go.
Oh!
I steal the initiative! Okay, the end of Chaos turn 1 because I stole initiative. Pretty much everything moved up. This Plague Marine squad moved up and ran. This Plague Marine squad moved up, shot at the Guardians. They went to ground, but it didn't help them. Killed 2 of them. Typhus and his bodyguard, they just moved up. Could have fired, but I decided just to run. Chaos Spawn, they moved up and ran. The Havocs took pot shots at the Wave Serpent and actually managed to immobilise it. And then the Hellbrute fired at it and did absolutely nothing. That's what he gets for not being painted. It's the end of my first turn.
Okay, so Eldar turn 1, everything from this side of the board all shot into the not possessed,
Chaos Spawn.
into the Chaos Spawn.
Yeah.
We ended up killing 1 and knocking a wound off of 1 wall.
Oops.
Pathfinders did nothing, a whole lot of stuff did nothing. Over here, Guardians snapshotted into the Plague Marines over there. Plague Marines didn't really suffer any casualties from that. We did all of the psychic powers over here for Eldrad. You can see the nice little tokens there for the Fortune Cookies for Fortune, the Idiot's Guide for Guide down here too. So the guided walkers then fired 24 scatter laser shots into the same squad of Plague Marines. We only ended up taking out 3 of them for that. Quite painful. The Dark Reapers, because of a bit of line of sight blocking, only a couple of them could actually
Here we are at the bottom of Chaos turn 2 and pretty much nothing happened. Both squads of Plague Marines moved up. They all fired at the squad of 3 bikes there. And as you can see, they didn't do much. The Havocs, the Hellbrute, and the Terminators all fired at the same squad of 3 bikes and killed 1. And it was only because the rocket was AP3. So that's pretty much all that happened, other than the surviving Chaos Spawn got into combat with the bikes and did nothing. That's it.
Okay, so end of Eldar turn 2, Eldrad did his psychic power shenanigans. We had Fortune on the Guardians again, didn't need it, didn't get shot at, well, maybe not get shot at. Guide on the Walkers, and we doomed some of the Plague Marines over there. You can see that big pile of Plague Marines, bit of death going on. The Fire Prism moved up the side of the board just to get a bit of a better firing arc, and these 2 bikes here actually moved all the way over there from here and then turbo boosted all the way back here. Not quite sure what we're doing with them there. So in terms of shooting, the Pathfinders shot at the Terminators, didn't get anywhere with that. I didn't even know if I fired anything with this. The Wave Serpent hasn't shot anything at all. Why didn't I shoot anything with the Wave Serpent? There's nothing to shoot at, that's why.
Next turn.
Yep, the Walkers finally got first blood after shooting at the doomed Plague Marines. So we finally got that, finally finished off one of those squads. That's about it. The Dark Reapers couldn't shoot anything. So in assault down here, the jet bikes are getting hammered by the spawn, so 2 of them died, and thankfully we managed to hold on to the leadership, but I can't hurt them back. Oh yeah, fire dragons creeping around the board.
Okay, this is the bottom of turn 3 for Chaos. The surviving Plague Marines moved into cover. They focused fire at the one Guardian they could see because it was the other one that could fire the heavy weapon. Killed him, so that's that squad essentially neutered. Yeah, get a nice close-up of the neutering there. Moving on, the Havocs fired at the retreating jet bikes that had flat out at the last turn. Took them out, luckily. Hellbrute managed to put a whole 1 glance on one of the walkers. The Terminators and Typhus moved up the front line there, used their combi flamers and took out the Pathfinders, just eviscerated them. And finally, the Chaos Spawn killed that one poor biker, and I technically could have retreated a little bit of consolidation, but I thought they were going to get shot at either way, just move them there.
Okay, so the immobilised Wave Serpent shot its twin-linked scatter lasers into the spawn and did 2 more wounds. Fire dragons that crit round here launched their barrage into the Terminators. You can see 3 of them went down. The scatter laser walkers launched a barrage of shots into the same squad. Didn't really do anything at all. Nothing at all. Guardians just sitting camping around here having fun. Dark Reapers also decided they were going to shoot into the Terminators. They did nothing. Finally, Fire Prism actually decided to do something. We managed to take out 3 of the Plague Marines there. 2 of the Plague Marines there with a small blast.
Yep, that's it. This is the bottom of Chaos turn 4. These Plague Marines, they moved up through cover and then they ran a whole 1 inch so they can do anything. Who did they fire at? They fired at the Fire Dragons and wounded a few of them. The Hellbrute fired at the Walkers, ignore my phone, killed 1 of them, didn't do anything to any of the other ones. Up here, I had nothing else to do with Typhus and his 2 surviving Terminators, so just wrecked the tank for fun. To finish the turn, Chaos Spawn hit the Fire Dragons in the ass and killed them all. And now they are moving towards the survivors over in the corner there.
Poor dragons.
And that was my quick turn.
Okay, end of Eldar turn 4. The Dark Reapers shot into the spawn. The Walkers shot into the spawn. And
that was it, I think.
That wiped them all out. Yeah, we finally got rid of those damn spawn. And the Fire Prism, well, considering to shoot way off into the back at the cultists, decided against it. I thought I'd shoot a little plate at these Plague Marines. I didn't kill any of them. And a few of the Guardians also took a few pot shots at them. Still nothing. So they're still coming. I need them to die.
This is the bottom of Chaos turn 5. Easy looking the other way, don't know why. The zombies moved around here to avoid any Hail Mary last turn shenanigans from the prism. The Havocs also fired at the prism and managed to do 1 whole glance. That's pretty much it. The Hellbrute shot killed a couple of the Guardians prior to a charge being made. The Plague Marines shot, killed a few Guardians, they held, they then charged, lost 1 on the way in. In combat, the Plague Marines won, killed 2 of the Guardians, that leaves Eldar and 1 more, and that is ongoing. And since Typhus and his 2 bodyguards are too far away to do anything in potentially 1 turn or less, just left them sitting there.
Okay, so Eldar turn 5. The Fire Prism is making a last-ditch effort to launch up the battlefield. I'm not even sure why. Fun with cultists, so we turbo boosted. That's what happened there. And the Walkers joined the assault. We want to get rid of this last Plague Marine that is contesting my objective. So we managed to kill one Plague Marine. Eldrad failed all of his hits. So we're now rolling to see whether or not we
end the game.
End the game.
1 or 2 it ends.
The game continues.
Yeah. A very quick turn 6 recap for Chaos. Havocs fired everything into there, to the prism, did absolutely nothing. The Hillbrute came around here, fired into the side armour, not that it made a difference. Did 1 pen, did stunned.
Yes.
Crew stand, so it's got 1 point left. Tried to make the charge and failed it by half an inch. So there you go. Ongoing combat. My Plague Marine, who forgot to hit back, might add, he managed to survive. Why is that dead Marine there? We'll just take him away. So yeah, that combat is ongoing for turn 6 Eldar coming up. We very quickly did my Plague Marine attacks, and against all odds he managed to put another wound on Eldrad, who had previously lost 1 to a Perils, so he is down to 1.
So end of Eldar turn 6, things are getting a bit manic. The Fire Prism made a last ditch attempt to get around this neck of the board. We'll get another turn. We're going to try and tank shock these gits. All that's left is this combat down here. Eldrad did nothing. Guardian did nothing. One of the walkers finally finished off the last Plague Marine. So he's dead there and we consolidate a little bit. So good times, good times.
And now we're checking to see
we're going to see
ends.
if the game ends now.
And a 1, 2, 3 it ends.
Survive, the game continues.
End of Chaos turn 7, it will not end. Havoc's fired at the tank, didn't manage to strip the last whole point. Over here, Hellbrute fired at the walkers, did nothing, tried to charge, did nothing. Probably should have moved them around to try and shoot the Guardians and Eldrad, but too late now.
Still
and
doing
Typhus and the Terminators still did nothing. I didn't expect it to go to turn 7.
Okay, so end of Eldar turn 7, the final turn. The walkers decided just for a bit of spite to shoot into the Hellbrute, taking off 2 more hull points. Nothing else happened over here. And we decided to do a little tank shock with the Fire Prism, but the zombies just jumped out of the way, or whatever it is they do, dig a hole in the ground or something. I also shot at the Havocs and we killed 2 of them. One of them.
He's
one
still
of
alive.
them.
He's
One
just-
of them.
He's dancing on missiles.
He's dancing on missiles. Just one of them.
Rocket up the ass.
Yeah, okay, he's dead now as well.
So
That turned out to be a draw.
it was a draw in the end. So we have.
We did have a dispute about whether or not this tank could have fired the blast at the zombies by doing that. I think not.
Because the barrel is over
It's
the
pointing
models.
over them, but you know, apparently maybe in the rows it's able to, but we decided not to.
Can a blast hit there?
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. So, to recap, the cultists, the zombie cultists are still holding on to their objective.
Yep.
The
Eldrad
last Guardian and Eldrad are holding on to, with a little bit of shenanigans, the last relic over here, their objective over here.
Yeah.
And
You got First Blood, and I have Linebreaker.
First Blood was achieved by killing a squad of Plague Marines, and
There's, yeah. And Typhus has
Typhus
Linebreaker.
has Linebreaker. So it's a draw.
It's a draw.
2 points to 2. Okay, so most valuable player for the Eldar, definitely the last Guardian left standing. He stopped me from losing the game by holding on to the objective. Things that I would have done differently, I probably wouldn't have put those bikes where I did. They ended up getting tied up with spawn and just generally not doing very much at all. Should have left them on the board to rush towards his objective and contest that at the end of the game. I might have changed the deployment of my Dark Reapers. They, more often than not, couldn't see anything or very few models at all. Didn't put out the wounds that they normally do.
My MVP is the Plague Marine that almost won the game for me. Had this game have ended on turn 5 and turn 6,
Yes.
I would have won because of contesting the objective, but turn 7 he just went down. So he gets an honourable mention for standing up to 3 Guardians, Eldrad and 2 Walkers for 2 turns. Ridiculous number of saves.
Go on the walkers.
Yeah, pretty much. I think my deployment worked well for me, so I'm kind of glad I bunched up in the corner up there, and I'm glad the zombies held the objective because that could have been costly. I think that about sums it up.
Brain.